What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Day 2 of prep against 1178. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. It's a cool day here in Florida, and we were outside walking around the lake, spending some time with the family before the new year. I hope that you guys are getting an opportunity to do as well. I realized something today with my kids, though. Let me just tell you, they're a handful in a big way. And they did this thing last year, and they do this spontaneously all the time, but they're getting older. And what we were asking them to do, so in this thing that they did last year, and we got it recorded, it's on their Instagram and all that stuff. The younger one is standing on a bench, and he's just dancing out of the blue. There's no music or anything happening, and he's just dancing. And then he invites the older one onto the platform, and the two of them dance and they have a good time. And mind you, there's no music at all, and they're having a good time. My wife happens to record it. She puts it on Instagram. It's one of our favorite videos of them too. It definitely is their personality, and they mess around all the time. They're joking around with each other all the time. They're always cutting up and laughing. I think that they get in trouble more often when they're euphoric like that than when they're being mischievous. So what happened today, my wife and I wanted to take them to the same park that we were in last year and put on one of their Montagem music, the Montagem Meow and the Confess Your Love is like their two favorite songs right now. And we just wanted to play it for them and let them kind of reenact what they did last year. And the young one was like, yeah, let's do it. And the old one was like, that's embarrassing. And the funny thing is that the older one is the one that is not shy of anything at all. And today that changed. So changes in the air, things are happening. It was a moment of reflection to realize that not everything that you hold true is going to be true. And not everything that you hope for is going to happen. So, things that you got to learn in life, that not things are going to go your way, and that you got to be hoping for the best. So I hope for the best of my older one to lose his shyness, because dad's definitely not shy. Mom's definitely not shy. The young one's definitely not shy. And, we don't want him to be losing that as well. And I'm saying that because I know that he's watching this. So this is a way of live recording parenting. And I can hear him laughing downstairs right now. But I know that he's watching this. And I hope that you lose that shyness so you can go back to being the fun-loving self that you are, Mr. Godzilla. All right. Hey, guys, quick shout-out on chat. I see you, Rimru. I see you, Birdie. Thank you so much, especially from overseas. Snow, Burbs. I hope that you're doing good. My kids ask about you all the time, asking how you're doing and asking when you're going to be returning. So, doors always open for when that opportunity comes up. Spencer56, hey, I don't recognize that name, Spencer. What's your game name? What state are you in? What alliance are you in? And if you say Bug 1146, I'm gonna be like, I should know this, but I don't. So, Spencer, if you don't mind, tell me who you are. Appreciate it. Rim, Birdie already said. All right, so a couple of I'm Nobody. Hey, good to see you back. I'm Nobody. I gotta be honest, I was trying to do the raffle last night. Things got pretty busy. I'm actually on a time crunch today. I've got to leave here to go an appointment across on the other side of town, just to see if I can, do what business is before the end of the year. And I promise that we'll keep this cumulative. So if you are here today and you were here yesterday, you're going to be twice in the drawing, and then we're just going to make something up. We're going to do it. We're going to 5x multiply what the prize drawings were going to be, and we'll make it at the end of the series by Friday when we're doing Chief Gear. So that way, this one lucky winner is going to be walking away with a nice New Year surprise. Not going to be doing a live stream on, obviously, January 1st. Going to be out with the fam. I hope that everybody's doing the same thing, thinking the same thing. I believe that's Beast Day. No, I lie. Oh, so the day after Beast Day. So great day to recover anyways. Awesome. Okay, great. Hey, 1252. Very cool. I don't know a lot of people from 1252. So nice to meet you. Hey, Paola, nice to see you. Jazz, nice to see you. Gio. Oh, I thought I saw Jazz. I see Gio. Nice to see you. Rest Boy. Night. Hey. All right. So yesterday was a pretty big day. going against the 1178. So 1178 is a pretty strong state. We've gone against them a couple of times. We went against them when we were in 1166 with War and PWR. It was a tough fight. We were able to cop the win. They've got a lot of strong players in that state already with maxed everything. So maxed charms, chief gear, pets, experts, etc. The whole 9 yards. And its prep is playing out how I would expect. So on day 1, our state got 1.8 billion points, which is a massive score, which is great. Yesterday I maxed out charms. I think I came in like 18th overall. So a lot of people doing furnace upgrades, getting their FC to FC 9s and 10s and all that like. So major milestones all around. Congratulations to all of them. And our competition started a little bit slow. I think that they're mostly Asian and European state. And they pulled in at 1.2. So already we're looking at high numbers overall. We managed to take the win on day 1. And now going into day 2, we are looking at almost 1.2 billion compared to 700,000. Sorry, to 1.2 billion compared to 700 million. I'm really anxious to see what's going to happen on training day. This is usually when the big whales have saved up their speed ups and they score some massive points. It could easily change the tide of battle. It can really change whether you're going to be defending or attacking during the castle day. I'm super excited that I'll be playing this castle as well very early on in the state, kind of making sure that we get some synergies out there. So gotcha. Yes, yeah. So Spencer, we were just in 1181. Who did you guys get matched up against? Was it? It would probably be like either War or Power. Yeah, and just looking for the response. There's always a delay in when I say something when it shows up on YouTube, so don't mind the silence. Just kind of looking for what's going on. But yeah, 1181's doing pretty good. Hey, Yo Ned, man, nice to see you. I don't know who your in-game name is, but I appreciate you being here for sure. Yeah, thank you. Nice, from 1377. I think so too. Coincidentally, we went up against some very strong players in Foundry, and we'll post that video later today, where we were going against 2 Max Whales versus us. And we deployed some of the strategies on voice call that we would have used inside of state versus state with single doubles, attacks and counters, and things of that nature within each one of those buildings. So it was a very good testing ground. You don't get to see that side of what we're doing in Foundry. You get to hear the music and Anchorman's funny commentary and all that good stuff. But if you really pay attention to some of those videos, you can look at the hero, troops and formations and the changes and some of the conversations that are happening behind the scenes of that video where we're trying to deploy true strategy. And, we got the win. It was super close by 11,000, but I would recommend you guys to watch it. Feel free to skip through, comment on the funny parts and all that stuff. But it's always really good to kind of see that. Oh, great. So it was Power. So PWR. So B is the R5. Liam is the co-R5. You got Saldago and a couple of the folks that we brought over from TLK in the 1125. So they're a good group of people. Did you win or lose? Just out of curiosity. Wow, 31-21. Man, that's like super duper future out there. Listen, if I were to do this game again, if I were to have been baited into a game and realizing that they got me, that the game was fun enough for me to stay on, to really continue with everything that we've been doing 600 plus days later, I would have definitely spent those first 20 days and anything going forward to go back and look at these YouTubers out there and to see what's going on. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Whoa, careful. Thank you very much, Mr. Mandalorian. I appreciate it. Say hi.
Hi.
I appreciate the coffee. All right, thank you. I tell you, for you guys that work from home and you've got great support structure, this is one of the boons of being able to do that. I promise you, like getting coffee delivered into your office has got to be probably one of the greatest things. I don't have that luxury. I don't get to work from home. Work from home as often as I would want, but I really do enjoy it when I get it. And it's a double-edged sword. So you get the coffee, but you also get the honey-do list that comes with it. Man. Oh, and I can tell who made it. So depending on who makes it, I get a different type, dose of sweetness. This one's super sweet. So I think it was the little one that made it, Mr. Sweet Tooth himself, because I'm going to get two sorts of Energize, caffeine and sugar. Tastes like vanilla. No, it tastes like... Did you guys put Bailey's in this? Yeah. All right. So, Irish cream coffee for everybody watching. This is Christmas love right here. Now I can't complain. It's sweet for a reason, and I like it. All right. So, we are looking pretty good. I went ahead and did a couple of things previously for the points. So obviously it's gathering day. I did a couple of speed ups on the training because of some of the other events that were going on that I just wanted to knock out as well. And we are going to be focusing on... Why is this? Oh, that's right. Got it. And we're going to be focusing on the experts today. And show of hands, how many of you guys really like that idle option on the expert treks? How many of you guys really like that idle option? I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a good compromise between quality of life, where you could just click the button and let it go, and reward. So from what I've been seeing, so I did 50 treks on idle, and I looked at the wrap-up sheet, which is super nice, getting that wrap-up sheet to know exactly what you got from that interval, versus doing 50 on auto. So you're in the trek, you click on auto, you do the 50, you're doing the options yourself. And I wanted to see on a 50-50 run whether I was getting more materials one way or the other. And I gotta tell you, it's the same. Hey, Raiden777, thank you so very much for the sub. Appreciate that. I've never said that before. I felt like a Twitter live stream, and I was like, thanks for the sub, thanks for the gift. It's so funny. Sometimes I feel like I'm too old to be doing this stuff, but I enjoy it. I appreciate you guys being here and enjoying it with me. Crazy cats. Oh yeah, best thing ever. Already ahead by like 200 million. Nice. Yeah, L2. Our Legion 2 is pretty good. It's usually very geared towards EU and overseas players on the timing. And most of our heavy hitters are US based. We've got a couple of heavy hitters that go that one, like California. Like we've got Red Rum, and I think Chizzy runs a second account there, whatnot. And then you have Mookie, and you got a couple of other folks that are doing Legion too. But that one's up and coming pretty good. I mean, they've gotten some great wins. They've gotten an opportunity to play against some amazing alliances, and it's been a lot of fun. Yes. Yeah, I love the idle feature. Thanks, Rem. Appreciate that. Never idle. Yeah, it was super repetitive for sure. What do you mean you do 40 a day? You mean, Birdie, do you go in there and you actually like do the auto yourself, and you're just doing 40 a day, you're staying on top of it, you're being diligent? So I tell you what I do. On Godfather, I want to min-max it, right? There's a lot that's going for that account. So I will auto that all the time. I will, if I can't do it, if I can't sit down on auto while I'm doing something else, I mean, it's super simple to do, but if I just can't be on the phone to auto it, I will let it roll over to the next day and kick out 200 in one day. On all my other accounts, it's idle or nothing. I just click on idle, let it go, finish my dailies, and get in, get out, and move on with my life. But still, idle I think is one of the best features out of the last patch, for sure. All right, so looking at the grand scheme of things right now, we are going to be focusing on Romulus. So if you've watched that video, I always say do Cyril first, Holger second. So get your bear scores up, get your bear damage up. It helps the alliance, gets you stones, gets you hero gear. Holger, once again, more hero gear, gets you stronger, puts you in a very good light. It's a daily and repetitive thing, so we're focusing on the things that give you the most value most often. And then the rest of the heroes are supposed to be where it's at. So for a whale, Romulus, Fabian, and so on. With what we've got going on today, I'm going to focus on Romulus, and then we're going to talk about a decision that we've got to make together on whether I'm going to be going with Fabian or whether I'm going to be going with Valeria. So let's get to it. So super excited to be here. Finally, I already have researched 22 million for this one. We're going to wrap it up. And the interface is very prone to errors, guys. So I don't think that it's as tuned as it needs to be. The button for quick use is the same as upgrade skill. So I have done that before, that by accident. Thankfully not on this account, but on another one. That by accident I upgraded the skill instead of sped up the learning. And you can't get those books back. You can't undo that. I think this is one of those that really needs to be rethought of. And maybe keep you in this screen where you learn and it goes into the quick use, right? Like keeps you in the learning mode screen as opposed to upgrade mode. But very prone to issues, very sour when that mistake happens, and it will happen. So just be careful with that one for sure. And we're going to be doing a lot of this. We're going to be clicking through, so it'll give us some time to chat. So Romulus definitely number one on my list in order to max out. I know that I have enough books, that I have enough sigils to do that, and then hopefully we're gonna do well on this next expert. So, man, in this piece right here, where you can only learn a certain amount, is completely unlike any of the other research. So when you do any of the other research, you essentially start the research and it's a go until the very end of that mark. On here, you get a solid 23 hours at a time, and it's good and bad. You get to change your mind or do a couple of different things in different flavors, within a day's period, and there's no real loss to it. But when you want to go fast, there's no way. It's just a bunch of clicking. And I've got a lot of days of speed, so where does this end? Somebody had like a magic button. And this isn't something that I could have done really well ahead of time. So hopefully this is giving the state a bunch of points. Excellent. Got the spicy coffee. Yes, I did, Snow. Yes, I did. All right. Is that it? Oh, yes. Excellent. So let's go ahead and upgrade. Boom. Maxed. Attack and defense all the way up to 20. Spirit of Yeets. Yeets. Lethality and health up to 10%. And then we've got, obviously, capacity. So all maxed out. Huge win on getting Romulus maxed out. Our research is looking pretty solid. So I've got 40 Romulus-specific sigils that I can't use anywhere else. So we're going to go ahead and pop those guys in. Gives you very marginal upgrades, like 0.4, 0.01 on each one of these things. 0.6 as you go through. There is caps like you would on hero gear. So it's like a bit of a hodgepodge. This is a complete and huge pain. Like this is once you've got everything else done that you can go back to this and build it out. All right. So yes, Romulus is maxed. Why did we go Romulus? Once again, we focused the first two heroes on Cyril and Holger to help the Alliance, help get better hero gear overall. And then Romulus is a decision point for a whale because he's global. So his stat bonuses are for every game. So whether you're in Foundry or Canyon or State versus State, they're global. So there's nothing limiting on the investment, and I'm going to legitimately call it an investment into Romulus to get him to that point. When you start looking at your other options, they start becoming very specific. So you've got Agnes, which is like construction and some quality of life things. Boulder, which is where I would recommend for most medium place, lower spend, not free to play, but, kind of joiner level folks to spend on Boulder because of the event specific benefits that you get from that are, repetitive, like Crazy Joe is an example, or Showdown, or King of Icefield, all these where it gives you benefit for your own contribution. So essentially it's like magnifying your contributions in order to get better rewards that benefit you and then in turn the Alliance, and that pays forward into the state. But then when you get to Fabian as an example, Fabian is specifically on Foundry. You got to be mindful for it. If you're a heavy Tundra Arms League player, if you really love Foundry, I would say go with Fabian all the way. But the introduction just a couple of weeks ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago, with Valeria, it adds a different twist. You really do have a fork in the road here to decide whether you're going to be going Fabian or Valeria. And I've already gone into Valeria for the purpose of State versus State only, gotten her to 72, which is above my Fabian, to get her first skill to 20 in order to get my points maxed out. So I'm doing 20% more points pro state than if I were to not have done this. And the reason I did this early as opposed to today is because I was maxing out charms. And if I was doing any considerable fire, furnace upgrades, I wanted those points to get that 20% buff because those are some big points. So that's where we're at right now. And I would love to hear from you guys on what your thoughts would be from what you know from me, what you know of our playstyle, is would you go to Valeria, to maxing Valeria out, or should we go the Fabian route and maxing Fabian out? Because I can only do one or the other. And once again, with Valeria, we've got the 20% increase. These are like more medal rewards going in. I've only got this to level 2. Then you've got your lethality and health, which, mind you, it's a big one. It's going all the way to 30%, right? Usually we see that going to 20% if I'm not mistaken. And then the rally cap all the way to 150, which is pretty standard across the rally cap upgrades. But this is specifically for State versus State. So this is pro State hero all the way. One focus on State versus State event only, happens once a month. Fabian specifically and only around Foundry games like Foundry and Tundra Arms League, which happens 2 to 3 times a month. Well, actually 2 times a month. And if you're doing Tundra Arms League, well, look at the draw there. What would you guys go with? What would you guys go with? Valeria or Fabian? Yeah, and if you saw this, I don't have this one maxed out. And I don't have this one maxed out because we use 14K joiners. Bear 1 is at 115K. Bear 2 is 105K. I'm carrying Romulus and all that stuff. Like my rally in Bear is already like 1.9 something. If I were to bring this up just a little bit more to get to additional 30K of deployment capacity, doesn't matter because, that's only going to help my one rally. And I'm already maxing out the stone, so really don't need to. I'll go back to that when I need to get to that. But I'm a different case than most of my alliance. So Geo says I need Valeria, especially against against 78 that we're playing right now. And Geo, obviously, you know, strategist. If you guys haven't met him, I recommend that you reach out to him in game. Super smart guy, super well-to-do for everything. Very pro Alliance, very pro State. Taking a break from Bug because he needed it. You know, when you're in a leadership position of any major organization, sometimes you need a vacation. I give really extended vacations, so he's got about 2 more months before he has to come back. But he knows a lot of the different states here. So he's saying 1178 is a driver to get Valeria upgraded now rather than Fabian. So I would forego Fabian in favor of Valeria. Valeria. As a rally lead in SVS, we need Valeria. All right, so Matthew. I haven't seen that name before. Matthew, what state and alliance, what's your game name? Thanks for being here. Let's see what you got. Valeria and Romulus for the win. Yeah, Rim, I get that. Yeah, we got Romulus done, as you saw. Whoop, whoop. Now we just got to make a decision. All right, so Spencer's telling us that he loves doing well in Foundry and doing that. And if you've watched my channels, I love Foundry. I think it's one of the best game modes out there. I wish it was more frequent. I wish that the teleportation was cheaper and that the speed ups were given a discount, right? So like in Foundry, speed ups instead of 2,000 gems for a 50% speed up, make it 1,000. Like, you know, let us be competitive. Let us deploy strategy, obviously with some consequence as to spend for you know the materials needed to do that. But I think that with Tundra Arms League as an example, most heavy alliances are practicing a very defensive format, and they don't care whether they win or lose in Foundry nowadays. They're really putting their bets in. They're saving their pennies and gems for Tundra Arms League to go as far as they can with that. I don't know. It's pretty good. So Burbs is saying, do Valeria now and Fabian for the next SVS. Sippy cup, sippy cup. Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm with you. Just to cut that short, I'm with you. And I thought about this quite a bit. I love Foundry, and you guys know this. I have the most fun with the Alliance in Foundry. I wish that I had more time to sit down and put our strategy on paper and maybe into a video so I could share it with all of you. But the Alliance is doing phenomenal from a strategic perspective on knowing what their roles are and how to call some of those audibles. So we're able to beat some alliances that are bigger than we are by a big bit. So the last alliance that we went to, I've already mentioned, they had 2 really big max whales, a 2.6 billion fully maxed sphere level 3, and then a 1.6 billion, 1.4 billion, 1.3 billion, I forget, between 1.3 and 1.6, Frost level 2. And then they had a bunch of FC10s, and then it had a couple Frost level 1s, and a couple of other them. They were pretty heavy. And we had Keen came a little bit later. We had Ox, we had Beans, we had Ace, myself, and a couple. We've got probably like, you know, a good group, a solid group there to do some damage. But a lot of our alliance is definitely not in that upper echelon of power. So like T11s and troop quality and such. And we were sending some bad heroes. But we're able to hit above our weight because people just understand where's the flow. What happens when we can't hold a building? What happens when we are having problems with gathering or looting? Or how do we go ahead and bop around and where's our priority? It's becoming almost second nature. And I really, really enjoy that. But I do agree. State before Alliance, even though Tau is definitely there. I will do my best to get Fabian upgraded. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have enough time for it. But for sure, I think that because we've got a big battle, this is not something to be taken lightly. We've got to take Valeria all the way. So let's go ahead and do that now. That was a big, long explanation for it, huh? All right, first let's get some of these goodies over here. Good points about Foundry. Hope devs would take them into consideration. Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Like there's a lot of what I would say in the game. There's a lot of not milestones. I don't know what word I would use for it, but there are a lot of filters. Let's call them filters. So there's a lot of filters in the game that help differentiate the player type, quality, and spend, right? And the game is definitely one of the best games of this type that I see that actually contributes and allows for non-big whale spenders to have the ability to contribute in a big way. But it definitely has to favor and show how whales are whales. If they were lesser, you would get things like people being upset that it's too equal, right? They can't be the pinnacle or the elite because they are, smartly or not smartly spending real money to get that big. They're gonna have a problem. So there have to be some differentiators. And you get that already in State vs. State. You get that already in Canyon Clash. You get that already in Frostfire. And in the new one, Wild Brawl, which was definitely a whale-oriented event. I mean, I did 10 rounds, and all I did was go into the center, take 4 buildings, and just sat there and threw rockets out throughout the entire thing. And I would get almost 50,000 points. And I would beat the second player by like 30,000 points. So that scale, when you see that, there's something wrong with the competitive nature of that game. There's too many of those filters. I think that in certain team-focused events, alliance-focused events, you should make it a little bit more marginal, where strategy plays forward more than spend. And, and obviously strategy is inclusive of your roster and who you have there. But I think that they've got to make that cheaper, more obtainable, so you can really put the game mechanics to work. Maybe pay gems for rally speed-ups as an example, right? So you could be rallying from the other side of the map all the way to to the other one, but be able to speed up a rally like you do in Frost Dragon, and spend gems on that. But then make it so speeding up people into your rally costs 1,000 gems as opposed to 2,000. That would be cool. So just some thoughts there. After this Saturday's Canyon, I'm sure everyone is defeatable. Are you which Gio? Which Canyon you're talking about? You talking about the one that we had, or you had one? I love seeing names on YouTube that I haven't seen in game, or if they are. It's always fun to kind of take a look at who's on the channel. We've got, I don't know how many we have right now. Maybe it tells me somewhere. 29 current viewers. So I mean, that's cool. It's all good. Oh, Gio, nice. Did he play their Legion 1 or their Legion 2? Yeah, I'm sure. And I think, I mean, I won't say the state that you went to, but I think that the players that you're with have been already very Foundry focused, and Tundra Arms League just plays right into where they were. And you've got a bunch of players in there that understand their roles, are selfless in terms of executing those roles, and you guys are saving for that event to begin with. So congratulations on the win against Han. I'm sure that you guys will face again. I mean, Lakey was here yesterday, and their state had joined into SNW Alliance and ran Tal out of that one, and they did super well. They did really well. They took it all the way. There was a lot of excitement. I think that state needed that win, a big win like that one. Very hopeful for for what's going to happen next. I'm sure that there's a lot of people interested in going into that state for sure. And you've got a bunch of great players out there. Legion 1. Nice. So you went against SCH and YSY and Sadako. Was Odin there? Maybe Odin. Was Demi there? Or Aisha? Yeah, like you won on Foundry. Tell you, he's doing good. They've got, and I won't share it. They've got a good strategy for Wales specifically that works with their state, and it requires a lot of coordination. So these guys are really putting in the effort to make that happen. Oh my word! This clickety click is terrible. Like, I should take this live view recording and send it to the developers in Whiteout Survival and be like, here's your content creator maxing out. This is legitimately how much time it takes in order to do this thing. But we are making some severe progress right now. We are focusing as best as I can on the things that matter the most. So I'm getting my stats up, and then we'll get our rally capacity. All right, where are we at? 8. Come on, baby. All right, so that was just learning speeds. Now we're going into generals. And I'm most excited about Hero Gear Day. I know that from a stats perspective, it's not as important to me, but there's something about upgrading Hero Gear that is just great. I think it's part of some of the most fun that there is. Hey, Hene, appreciate you becoming a member. For those of you that don't know, I've got a member side to the channel, and it's not a money grab. So it's like $3 a month or anything like that. And what you're getting with that is a couple backstage passes. I've done a few of like vlogs where, you know, while I'm traveling for work or I'm in a hotel or something like that, we'll talk about a game. We'll give you some advice, talk, you know, just general stuff. My kids have been on there as well, which we usually cut up while we're in the car. But then you also get the ability to get some consulting. And then I say consulting like if it was formal, but you and I will get on a Discord and you will show me everything that you've got in your account, and I will try to work with you in terms of like, what are your goals? And not only were you going to get the high level advice, like you hear advice, and I know that a bunch of other people have done that, but if we're able to schedule this in advance where I'm in front of my computer, I pull out all my sheets, I pull out all my workbooks, and we start adding in all your numbers so we get a count for how much is it going to cost in time, in frost stars, and potential events to get to where you want to be, and set some realistic expectations. So I don't give these things to you because it's been a lot of work to put these Excel spreadsheets together to work for us, and they've been cobbled from a bunch of other contributors. But the way that I try to provide it to you is, if you're going to spend any money in the game, you're going to spend it smart. If you're going to spend any money in the game, you're going to be on target to the goal that should be appropriate to you. And I usually try to talk you out of any type of spending like I don't spend. So when I spend very smartly on specific things. I tell my wife that I'm going to spend on the money, right? Just as a double check. So that way you don't go crazy. And then we look at time versus reward. So for the past 3 or 4 months on all these things, there's been specific spend points on specific events in order to get that. And I can tell you this is only possible because of the Halloween and Christmas event that just rolled through. So we go through that as best as we can. Appreciate you, Pyots, for subscribing. So it's really good. It takes some time. I asked for at least a half hour if we want to rush through that. My time becomes yours, and for only $3, you can do that as many times as you want. What I don't do is look at your buddies. So like, we look at your main account. I don't review your alts. I don't review your friend's account. I don't review your alliance or anything like that. This is completely member-based for you guys. And then beyond that, you get like cool emojis. You get some content. Any guides that I put out there, you get first, at least a week to 2 weeks ahead of the public getting it. So you get to reap the benefits, specifically those that are for new content that's out there. So either way. And then I asked for us to become friends on Discord. So that way we've got a way outside of YouTube, because YouTube doesn't allow you to really chat with folks. We've got a way outside of YouTube in order to connect. and preferably in game. So you get 200 friends inside of the game. If you're a member, you get one of those spots guaranteed, and you know other people get pushed out. Hey there, 2988. I gotta ask you guys in the 2900s and the 3000s, what value are you getting from watching the content? I would love to know how you guys, which are probably in like generation 4 or 5, with like FC5 Max right now, what is valuable to you from what you're seeing in these videos? I would love to know. Man, 556? Rust, man, you're OG, brother. That's awesome. I appreciate you being here, man. He's probably just like, I've already done this. I have like 3 alts that are already maxed out because I've had like 6 years to do it. I tell you, it's crazy. When you look at the old states, like 5, 6, like there's like you could see how the game is evolving, where people in the early days, it took them like a year to get to where people would get to like nowadays, like within the first 3 months. Like in 3 months, they're toting 800 million power and a globe and all this stuff, and you're like, that's just back then. I wasn't even thinking about that. These young whippersnappers, get off my lawn. Hey, what's up, rookie? Appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate the membership, my man. Thank you, thank you. Beans, I see you. Right now, we're just here clicking away at the skills for Valeria. Testing how slow this are and how much of a need this is. Man. I wish there was a better way. $13, and we got to go to 20. All right, let's take a break from that one, anyways. Whew. Now, I hope, and I'm not even looking at the speed ups. If I'm using my troop training days on this speed up, so be it. It's worth it. It's stats that are needed, definitely. And I'm taking y'all's advice. You guys said to do Valeria before Fabian, so if you guys see me in Foundry and I don't have a maxed out Fabian, I'm gonna blame Burbs and Geo and all of you guys in chat that said do this over that one. So I expect some roasting a little bit later about my Fabian, especially as we go into Tundra Arms. And we'll see how much is left over when we're done. We got to max her out. We got to get her go. And I think I'm most concerned about the affinity. Man, that is a lot of clicking. I'm focused on the clicking right now. Come on. Tell me how many times I would need to train. Yes, Azure Vault. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, Henny, I appreciate it. I hope you saw what I said about being a member, so you can see that as you're going through on what you get. Thank you for being a member. Honestly, reach out. Let's schedule some time. Let's go through your account. I'll record it. I'll put it on the members only private chat. It's beneficial to some folks. I've done a couple of them already that I didn't post because they wanted to do it impromptu. It was like in the middle of prep. I think I did one like Sunday night with a Middle Eastern based player. We had a little bit of a language barrier, and we got through it though. He got the advice that he needed for that prep, but it felt really rushed, so not really worth the content to be put out there. I told him that he needs to come back when he finishes the first step. I felt like a doctor telling him to take 2 pills and call me in the morning. I really did. All right, we are still going at it. This was supposed to take a little bit less. I'm going to be super late to my appointment, but I still haven't gotten a confirmation yet. So hopefully we can push that down. This is more important right now. This is more important. Oh, Well, I sure hope I'm scoring lots of points right now. Switch back. And if anybody from you know, the mod group is looking at this from Whiteout Survival, and you see the button going back and forth, it's not a mod. It's me clicking, and it's really painful. I'm gonna send you a bill for carpal tunnel later for sure. This is not ideal user interface for this type of repetition, and maybe they didn't expect that it was going to be all done at once. They expected people to, you know, do it every now and again, but still. Oh, am I at second place right now? Who am I behind? What's the point difference? I don't want to look. I want to keep on clicking. Okay, for those asking, the CEO logo is not ego speaking. This is actually a CEO, which is a fighting game competition that they do in Daytona here in Florida once a year. My nephew plays competitive a number of different games out there. I've been to see him once play. It's a different experience, but their logo CEO, so I bought the hat to support it, and I love it. It's actually super best fitting hat, and it's good. So don't think that this is ego by any chance. Be like, oh, that rabbit wearing and CEO, he thinks he's so full of himself. No, that's not the case. All right, we still got ways to go, so we are gonna roll. Now at 40 million points in prep. Jeez. Oh man. I really hope I have enough learning speeds. Ooh. I felt much more comfortable before. Let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at. Come on. Jeez. Man, that's a lot of clickety clicks. 16. I need to hire somebody to click this for me. Jeez almighty, this is painful. I'm gonna put this as a YouTube short. It's gonna take up the full 3 minutes on sped up. I'm gonna have to do it like at ludicrous 10x speed. So much clicking. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. I've got a funny feeling, and I've been good this year. Santa's been good to me. Had a phenomenal Christmas with the fam. Santa came by on the 25th or the 26th to the house, and on the 25th, and brought some things for the kiddos. They got to spend some time with them. They really did well. And then on his way out, he was like, "Here's a couple of Frost Stars for you. Go get them, Tiger." And I was like, "Thanks." So we are. I feel good. I feel good. There's still a K behind those speed up days right there, and I don't want to look how many days are left. I'm gonna go for broke on speed up days on generals, and I will do whatever I can for training day. 17. All right, let's go to this one for a second. I don't know. I just like switching back and forth. I don't know why. Maybe it's if I fall short for whatever reason, it's a little bit more balanced. I get a little bit of everything, or some Pavlovian switch right there. I know, right? Like, let me get the whole level and be like, would you like to use 900 days? And you click yes, and it's like a nuke button just goes and finishes. That'd be great. But this clickety click is not working for me. No, I got a direct line to the North Pole, my friend. And I'm not joking either. There's actually a story behind that. All right, let's see. I think every father has a direct line to the North Pole, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, all right. I gotta switch it up a little bit. I gotta take a quick mind break from this. It's probably been like some advertising and things like that. You haven't missed much. Been still clicking on learning and quick use. I see my time going way overboard. My appointment hasn't communicated back to me, so I'm gonna wait for that before I spend a 35 minutes to an hour of time waste going across town. Ooh, Tauntaun just posted. Yeah. I like Tauntaun's videos. I used to not like him a lot, but he's gotten so much better. He's now doing a lot of his own research with the advice, and he's very candid about some of the advice and where it's coming from. So if you haven't seen his stuff, he and I aren't friends or anything. Like, we don't talk or anything. But he's in an older state. He's got some good content out there. Very kind of like middle, high-level dolphin-focused gameplay, where mine and some others are kind of like, here's the whale perspective, and I try to mix in like my experience with my free-to-play account so I can provide both. But yeah, those are good. So he just posted new difficulty levels for Crazy Joe. See, like, seriously, does anybody really care about the new levels for Crazy Joe? We appreciate them, absolutely. Were they very difficult? No, they weren't. If it doesn't, I don't want to hear about Crazy Joe until it makes the Alliance use full garrison in order to survive. Like, I want to be at the point where I'm getting to wave 19, and if I don't have the right heroes in my garrison, I burn. Like, that's how it should be. Like, I should be keeping my best heroes at home to defend against Crazy Joe, based on the level of the state and where you should. I think that would be a great barometer and a great test for getting the correct defensive joiner heroes out. I think that would be good. But right now, it's a joke. Fill in, fill what you can, get it for your alliance. You're not going to score mega points. You want to score mega points, get your 6 altar farms or borrow it from your buddies, go into a different alliance, run a level 20, whatever it is right now, and Bob's your uncle. You're at top of the list. And if you've got Boulder, and we saw this, if you've got Boulder, you're in the 7 million range. And if Bash was here, she could tell you, like, to the T what it was. Yeah, exactly. The rewards for the new 2 levels are mid. Bruh. They're mid, bruh. That's how my kids would say it. I hate that whole bruh. Tell them. I was like, come on, man. Bro? I could take bro. But bruh. It's like, I don't know. It's all good. Now watch. I'm going to get trolled right now. There's going to be like 20 bruhs comments in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Not so bueno. Oh my word. Okay, we're on the last level of this skill. Just gonna take it all the way. Just gonna push it through. We're here in the gym doing some reps, and the weight's getting heavy. We're getting tired. We got to do another mile. Got to fast for another 2 hours or whatever. Think about it. We're almost at the end of the line to get this going, and I swear to bejeebus, I'm going to be writing the devs a little note and be like, watch this video. Tell me if this is cool. We should have a disclaimer on the front of this video. It's like, would you like to watch the content? Skip from minutes 2 to minute 3 to when it's done. I should have done... Nah, I can't because this learning gives points. There's no way of getting ahead of this. You guys get to hang out with me for right now on doing this. All right, we're almost there. I see the bar. It's getting close. Yes, whatever. We'll take it. Quick use. Done. Upgrade skill maxed. All right. Next. We're good. We're good. We got the lethality and attack, I think it is, all the way up. It's giving us 30 whopping percent. This is ginormous. This is good. I'm excited about this. Woo! I might have to switch hands on the clicking. Yeah, bruh. Come on. Out of all the things that you guys have in this generation, I'm going to be talking like an old guy, and I don't care because I'm pretty old. But you guys have come up with really good things, like the meme thing, the snack video thing, like all these things are really cool. But with it comes some bad thing, like 6-7, really? That's funny? I don't get it. Like even nowadays, you see it fading out. The bruh, like skibbity stuff, like where does it come from? Like it's not even like a slang. It's like I saw something funny one time and it's unrelatedly funny here, and just everybody has seen it so they can relate to it, and bam, insta viral. This is definitely a new world, man, for sure. Bruh. My goodness. My goodness. All right. We need to be getting close. We need to be getting close because I feel like those numbers are going lower than what they should be. I'll upgrade the skill because books are good. What's my current score at right now? I feel like I've been clicking at this for at least a while. How did you acquire so many speeds? Good question. So there's the Hall of Chiefs. There's most of them from the Halloween event. The Halloween event gave a considerable amount of speeds. I think that I got almost 400 speed ups from that event alone. And then there is no solid place. I did buy a couple of regular packs towards the end to make sure that I had enough speeds for Romulus. But then they've just been incrementing since then. But it's perceived to be looking at... Oh, wow, thank you. Nobody told me that I was at 2 hours. It's perceived to be looking at a lot of speeds, but we're only training one 23-hour block at a time. So it's really not that many. I think there's a little bit over 600 days over the period of 3 months. 56 million points. Woo! What's up, Coco? What's up, buddy? I watched your video the other day. I mean, you got to get rid of that gameplay music and go back to putting that hype music. Here's what I do. So when I go to my friends' accounts and they got some hype music, you become my background music while I'm driving, and I appreciate that. I can only take so much of it from the regular gameplay, but you guys did a phenomenal job. I learned a couple of things from you on that event. So kudos to you, Coco. Nice job. If you guys don't know Coco, he's another YouTuber. Check him out. Coco, feel free to link your channel in the chat if you don't mind. See, I'm not greedy. It's all good. Man, we're still going. And the funny thing is that I feel like, man, I'm doing a really good job. This is great. And there's like so many people that have already done this. They're like, I do this in my sleep. I was like, this is an effort for me. They're like Prince of Persia, the Queen of England ×2. Oil riggers. All right, let's see where we're at. You see, don't tell me that oil status isn't earned. You gotta work for this. This isn't easy. There's a lot of clicking to do. I'm gonna say that to the next person in Frostfire that tells me that get a life, stop being a whale. I'll be like, you know how much clicking I did to get here? Respect. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. Come on. Where are we at? Level 15. Come on. Bear with me. We're going to go for broke on this one. I haven't been doing any of this much for the past couple of months when we decided to leave the other state. And I'll give you guys an update. So here's an update right now with where we're at in the state. Things are going well, but it's growing, right? There's a lot of interest in coming to the state, and if Daddy's on here or some of the other folks are on here that are interested in bringing their entire alliance to the state, and I'm cool with that. But you got to think about when you have a structure of any organization, there's a limit to what you can give, right? It's not exponential in the state that there's unlimited resources to share. The more people you have, the less you have to go around. We're at 4 alliances right now: HEL, UNX, TLA, and Bug. Different sizes, right? Bug currently, based on power alone, is at number 1. So we've got all but 2 members in a Bug within 2 months. The 2 members had something happen. They couldn't make it over. Opens got full really quick. And we're trying desperately to bring them over. And we're asking TLA, who's got the passes now, to bring them in so we can be whole and complete. And all our friends are with us in order to play. TLA's got a bunch of friends that's been waiting to come over. But we've got other states that are stronger than their friends to come in. So if you're listening to this, this is my advice. And like I said, I'm going to be transparent with you. And I've probably already told you this before. But you need to bring in the people that make you log into the game. You need to bring in your friends. You need to bring in the people that you miss. You need to bring in the folks that you talk to. That is the lifeblood to any one of these pieces of organization. Everybody else can wait. If they want to come to the state, regardless of what state that they're in or where the bracket is in, we can make that work together. But there's going to be some sacrifices and compromises along the way. A 4 alliance, and I said this a couple of lives ago, a 4 alliance state is already tight. There's not enough level 4 facilities to go around, and some things need to shift. 3 is the most ideal situation. 4 is pretty good. 5 is well pushing it. Somebody is going to be not getting the value that they feel that they deserve. So they're going to be participating in TAL and participating in SVS and participating in Frost Dragon, but because they're so behind the curve from the other ones, they may not ever be there. So either the state has to be very smart on how to create equity across all the different alliances through forced rotations or something of the like, and everybody's got to be okay that they're going to participate in this type of way of governing it or not. And I used to be in the mind where you want it to be like freely rotated. I'm more of the mind as I get here is that you got to earn what you keep. So if you are some basis of structure, there's a reward mechanism to make sure that it's appropriate for those people. So if you are number 2, you should get number 2's worth of rewards. If you're number 3, you should get number 3's worth of rewards. And if you think that I'm crazy, just look at the Olympics. First place gets gold, second place gets silver, third place gets bronze, and nobody else gets a medal, but you get a bunch of stuff for participating. Now, you gotta get into that mindset. You have to figure it out with the team and see what's gonna work or not. I'm seeing it already that as what we're competing against is not working in some ways for me. So we want to bring it up and have that conversation. And when things change, things change. So it's good. We've got some things to work through. We've got a lot of excitement to come into the state. A lot of specials that will be needed over the period of time. We have no intent in leaving. We're getting along great with all of them. We're having open and candid conversations. And hopefully, we'll see where this takes us. But really good. Yeah, you know, rewards best on prey phase. That's the definite easiest one. Like, you get the rewards. Here's the rewards. 1, 2, 3, whatever, 4, 5. However you want to break up the rewards by bracket. And we used to do this in 66, 81. 1166, 1181, same thing. And 1125 and all that stuff. That, based on how you score in prep, is the rewards that you would get, right? To enhance people to either save to win or spend only in prep, etc., etc. I think it's a really good one because save versus state is definitely one of the most important things that are out there. Ooh, wow. Man, Valeria's expensive. Look at that. It says that I'm short by a little bit. That is off. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. There we go. Man, this was a big clicking event. Is this the last one? No, it's not the last one. Ooh, Valeria. You're an expensive. Books, books, books. Let's get this all the way up, though. All right. What are my options? That. How many did I need? Boom. Boom. All right, we gotta wait. Didn't have enough. I'll figure that out later. There we go. Let's see what we could do. Yep. We are at where we're at. I will have to come back and get this to 20. I will get this to 20 today. I will get this to 10 today. Let's go and get her. Let's see what else we need. To that, to here, to that, to this, to this, to this, to this, to this, to this, to done. All right, advance the relationship. I already have some. Bob's your uncle. Let's go again. Let's try to pay smartly. Advance relationship. Take that and that. She's good. Ooh. I may not have enough affinity for her. But let's get her going. No, not enough affinity. Is it? Yep. Alright. Enough affinity to get her to 100. And the gems to get her ascended to 11. Great. So now we're triple lethality and health at 20. That's global. Excellent. All right. So where we're at. Let's see. Yeah, I thought so too. So Matthew says is like, hey, now I know what to look forward to. I only took her to have. Figured to go back to Fabian and finish Valeria next SVS. I thought about that too. That was the original plan. I was going to get her first skill maxed. I was going to maybe do a little bit on her second skill, but then I was going to focus everything that I had done for Fabian. Now, Valeria is pretty expensive. As you could see, we fell a little bit short. Thankfully, I could do that. All right, so we maxed everything except 2 levels of the last. Easily attainable. I'll likely get this done today. Yeah, this is all bought out, but I'll likely get that done today. I commit on getting her done today, having her maxed out with those skills. And let's see what the damage was on the speeds. Let's see what the damage was. So, not bad. Still got a lot. So I still have 441 general speed days. That's great for troop training. It puts me at 682. Perfect. I should have some goodies also left over. That was a lot. So we used all of our affinity. Oh, yeah. I got this, too. Got the red. Used up a lot of our affinity. Still got a few books. I could do some treks. So I'll run some advanced treks. Put on idle, most likely, for her. Actually, I don't need to. I'll do it for Fabian. Yeah, I'll do that for Fabian to help me get that up. Use the sigils to get his points up. And then we will look at how many books are there. But I'm going to get Valeria's last skill maxed. I'm only like 1.5 short. That means that I could go back and finish that off. And we should be good. Oh, and let me check. Whoa, I saw and heard something. So got current, never know, current first place by a lot. So scored 71 million points on day 2. I think that's a very, very good number. Likely get that to 72-ish by the time that we finish up the rest of the speed ups there. Maybe that's good enough for first place by the end of today. It definitely puts us in a good standing. All right, currently first place overall. And let's see what we're looking at like as alliances. Great Bug, Eat Hell, UNX, excellent, TNG. And I think that we've gone against TNG a couple of times. Yeah. Syndicate. Is this where... Wait a minute. Is this where my friend Piggy... Is this... Wait. TomTom? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, where am I going? Here. Let's see. Hold on. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No. Is this Tauntaun's Alliance? Not Tauntaun, the YouTuber Tauntaun, the other person. Piggy. Is that Piggy? Come on, chat. Beans, that's Piggy? Oh my goodness. All right. All right. I'm really glad that I just did that. I'm yeah, definitely the right choice. I was thinking about it while we were doing Valeria for a second. These guys, they are heavy hitters, and I know that I said that I had a couple of them, but Piggy and TNG and their alliance, they're phenomenal. Great strategy. They are the type of state that knows how to counter the counters. They work very well together, and this is going to be a tough fight. So we got to get our big boy pants on and get to preparing for what's going to happen on Saturday. I may, if I have time and if I can, I may live stream that as well. There's enough of a delay with what's going on, and maybe they're not watching. Who knows? I'm not that popular, but maybe they're not watching it. But we may be televising Saturday's stream on here. It's going to be a good fight. I'm sure glad I got Valeria. She's going to get maxed out. We're going to have full capacity. We're going to go in there with guns blazing and hope for the best. And this is going to be a good one. But guys, I've gone well over my time for today. I don't have much time to do any Q&As or whatnot. So I'm going to cut this one off short. I think that I'll be back tomorrow. Give me one sec. Tomorrow's the 31st. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is pets. Yes. Pat's more Book of Knowledge? Okay, so I might get something else. When is Hero Day? Oh. Tell me I could do Hero Day on Friday. Okay, so I could do Hero Day on Friday. All right, so this is the schedule. I'll be back tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier because I got to bang it out. It's the 31st, so I hope that you guys are preparing for New Year's. I'm not going to be here Thursday on the 1st. You guys got to celebrate with your friends and family on the 1st. It's training day. It's the day that you want to be there for the family over the game. Trust me on that one. And then I'll be back Friday. I'll do Hero Gear on Friday. I'm going to make sure about this. I always forget. I've been playing for like 600 plus days, but I swear I need to remember every single time anyways. But thank you to Valeria for making that beautiful pointage count. Almost 72 million. Will be 72 million by the end of the day with the gathering and everything that's going on. Really big points, really big update from an expert perspective. Now, let's check on this. Neighboring states, total expert power. So it may not be reflecting right now. Current state, total expert. Wow. So still a guppy on the experts. So I got 35 million to Bourbon's 47, and then looking at cross states, these guys are already. I mean, Demi's at 59, Burgie, I think that he's back at 58. Piggy Tauntaun, he's at 56. So probably some considerable sillage being spent on these guys. I think that's where most of the points are coming in from, and yeah. But from a skill perspective, we should be pretty good. But woo, that's some big boys. 83 overall in our current neighboring states. At 25, well, whatever. I feel good about it. I'm not gonna get down. So 35.4 right now. Good stuff. No, not for neighboring states, but it does for current state. So we're at 35.5. Oh, is he back until New Year? Oh, that's good. He's a good guy. But yeah, I don't. It wouldn't be funny if. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. If the first was Beast Day, it would be an omen. All right, guys, thank you so very much. I appreciate your time. I hope that everybody stays safe, has fun for the New Year's. If you choose to drink responsibly. If you are spending it alone, reach out, spend time with others. That's what it's all about. If you're spending it with friends and family, treat them right. Make sure you tell them that you care about them. Make sure that you love them and kiss them while you are there in their presence. You never know what can happen in life. You want to make sure that you're leaving a mark and something positive. And as always, 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 stay spicy, guys. Take care. See you guys tomorrow.